When platforms you love, like Royal Road or Kindle Unlimited, show signs of enchification and are being overwhelmed by AI, what can you do? One option is to find an alternative. Quibble wants to curate an AI-free platform that champions writers whose stories are worth reading. Is that too good to be true, or can they deliver on their promise? Before we quibble over the details about this new platform, I think it's worth talking about the state of Royal Road. Royal Road is by no means cooked. I'm very excited to continue publishing there and have been thrilled with my experience so far. However, there are concerns towards ad saturation, Patreon viability, and Kindle Unlimited visibility. Those three form the pillars of how to most effectively leverage Royal Road, and I think all of them are in trouble. It's going to take innovation and community to protect the platform. Competition is one way to foster positive change, and that's where Quibble comes in. So what is it? It's a new platform with an emphasis on excluding AI-generated stories, a place where writers can publish, find readers, and even make money. It's curated in the sense that each manuscript is submitted and reviewed by their staff. While there's no guarantee that your story will be approved, this is an environment designed to help authors develop. It's free to submit, and eligibility is contingent on holding the rights to your story. That excludes AI because you cannot copyright AI-generated work. I think this section in their README sums up their philosophy and their appeal to me as an author. Platforms like Royal Road and Kindle Unlimited seem to overvalue quantity. It's hard to keep up when you're writing every word on your own. Also, there's plenty of problems with traditional publishing. As I found out when I was querying, opportunity is scarce. I totally agree with this sentiment. I don't think querying is merit-based. And like I talked about in my enchification video, it's hard to prevent a platform from sliding into dysfunction. I found the collaborative nature of their messaging appealing, and also the emphasis on trying to find a way to make money together. Currently, their specific policy on monetization hasn't been finalized yet, so that will require an update. Quibble aims to be a hybrid between a platform like Royal Road or Wattpad and a marketplace like Amazon. It sounds like there might be an opportunity for in-house editing and other services necessary to get published. Their Kickstarter hasn't launched yet, but that page has a nice rundown of what they're all about. This all sounds amazing. It's very in line with my philosophy when it comes to publishing and how to protect writing communities from AI slop. So how are they going to pull this off? How can they support a staff that has to review every submission? What's their business model? The core of it seems to be a monthly subscription service. You get to read unlimited chapters, gain access to customization features, support the platform, and get to benefit from their latest tools. They currently have a community of over 2,500 people, and the plan costs $6 a month. Notably, you wouldn't be able to upload book art or comment on chapters without this Quibble Plus subscription. While in the scheme of things, $6 a month isn't that much, for an unestablished platform, that's a tough sell. I spend roughly that much on an author premium account on Royal Road, but that's mostly to access advanced analytics. Basic functionality of the site, like commenting or adding artwork, are included in a free account. And on Royal Road, if you look at my views per chapter, the vast majority are coming from unregistered users. You can log in for free with a Google account, and most people don't even bother to do that. Charging $6 doesn't seem very realistic. It's also worth considering what kind of competition Quibble is squaring up against. Kobo Plus gives you access to 1.5 million ebooks, and that's $8 a month. Plus, you can add in 150,000 audiobooks for $2 more. Kindle Unlimited is $12 a month, and you get access to 4 million ebooks and around 7,000 audiobooks. Kobo is generally viewed as having less AI slop, and unlike Kindle Unlimited, it pays authors based on minutes read as opposed to raw views. That makes it harder to scam with page-flipping bots. So with all that in mind, how likely is it for Quibble to disrupt these established platforms? That's hard to say, but it seems unlikely. Their whole business seems to be dependent on people hating AI. But is that enough to motivate people to migrate and spend money in the process? I mean, I truly hope so, but you'd have to offer me pretty favorable terms on that bet. That said, creating the future you desire can require sacrifice. And you could look at it in that context. Since I'm totally behind what they're trying to accomplish, I want to help them however I can. Quibble is hoping to push users toward a paid account by December, and if I'm being pragmatic, I don't think that's realistic, especially at $6. I think they need to win over and foster a community first, then worry about monetization. That way, it's a mutual investment between the community and the platform. If anyone from the Quibble team happens to be watching this, I hope you receive this all as constructive criticism. And it doesn't motivate you to reject my manuscript when I submit it. Moving along, let's assume Quibble is a thriving ecosystem for writers and readers. None of that really matters if they have terrible publishing terms like web novel or Shadowlight Press. This older post on the Quibble Reddit sub had me concerned. All these posted concerns were deal breakers for me. So my initial impression of Quibble was kind of like a roller coaster ride. To the Quibble team's credit, not only did they acknowledge that those terms were predatory, they responded by updating their terms to make them far more favorable. As I discussed in my video about contract clauses, the intent is for agreements like that to be collaborative. They need to be beneficial to both parties, and the way the Quibble team responded inspires confidence that they're trying to do right in that regard. So let's take a look at the publishing terms that were updated on March 2nd. As far as eligibility, you must be at least 13 years old, and if you're participating in monetization, you must be 18 or have parental approval. You're not automatically enrolled in a financial relationship. That requires a second step, and the details of that haven't been released yet. Quibble will not claim ownership of your work, you retain the copyright. By submitting work to them, you give them the non-exclusive right to distribute it on their platform. Unlike web novel and Shadowlight Press, they can't use sub-licensees to commercially exploit it. They even clarify that they don't have the right to dramatically alter your work. That's great. Even better, there's a specific mention of a termination clause, which is achievable. That's something predatory contracts often lack. They're also very clear about the scope, which again is encouraging. The only thing that really stood out to me is this clause, using it for commercial, promotional, or advertising purposes, including through digital channels and in physical promotional and marketing materials. I think the intent of this clause is very clear, but it inadvertently gives them the right to merchandise your IP. I brought up this concern in a Reddit post. Once again, the Quibble team's response was in good faith. They agreed that this was a problem and didn't intend to overstep in that fashion. I'm looking forward to seeing how they address that language. Now back to their terms, the author retains all moral rights, and here's that termination clause. In writing, which includes email, writers can request that their work is taken down from the platform. That right is guaranteed, and they have 30 to 45 days to comply. The only real consequence is that during that wind down period, you can't earn any money through their monetization program. They don't try to claim derivative rights, which is great for the author, and this clause specifically mentions merchandise, so it would supersede the prior terms that I was concerned about. Notably, they can modify publishing terms, but they'll notify you, and you have 30 days to object. It's also worth pointing out that they're a Swiss company, and those governing laws will apply. All things considered, those terms were a breath of fresh air when compared to the contracts I've been seeing from other, less reputable entities. And I think the willingness of the Quibble team to collaborate in good faith encourages me to believe that they'll treat you right. Eligibility is pretty straightforward. As long as you hold the rights and are over the age of 13, you can publish on Quibble. Being rejected elsewhere doesn't matter. It can remain on the Kindle marketplace. As long as you're not enrolled in that 90-day exclusive KDP Select program, you can publish it on Quibble. Your book can simultaneously be on Wattpad, Royal Road, and Quibble, and that's what I hope to do. To leverage additional exposure, and to help support the dream that they're trying to build. The details of their author fund are TBD. I'll follow up with additional information when it becomes available. Their privacy policy is pretty straightforward. While it's a pain in the ass to read through things like this, I think it's worth being thorough. Generally, there seems to be a lot of optimism when it comes to Quibble, with some users predicting that a huge migration will come over from Royal Road. I think it's more than possible that Quibble can carve out a niche as a safe haven from AI, but it's going to take a lot of hard work from their team, authors, and readers. It'll be exciting to see how it all plays out over the course of the year. Before we wrap up, I wanted to provide a quick update on how my story's doing on Royal Road. I've surpassed 10,000 views, and I'm getting closer and closer to my goal of 100 followers. I want to thank everyone for their support on Royal Road and on this channel. Every bit of engagement helps. I also put together a mock-up cover for my second book. Those of you familiar with my latest ad campaign will recognize the silhouettes, and I think the color scheme complements that of my first book nicely. The only real issue I had was trying to find the same font. The one for the second book is very different, but I think it captures the right kind of mood. Tambi and I are trying to survive a heat wave, so we hope you all stay cool. See you next time.